Hello students, today's topic is animal tissues. We have already discussed about plant tissues. Now animal tissues are quite complex and they need all living cells unlike plant cells. Plant cells, you must have observed that plant cells have dead tissues, but in animal tissues all cells, all tissues are living and quite specialized for different kind of functions. So basically animal tissues are of four types, that is epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues and nervous tissues. Now first of all we are going to discuss about epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissue is basically for the protection purpose. It forms a covering or lining of all the most organs and cavities within the body, okay, and forms a barrier to keep different body systems separate. And because they are quite thin, first because epithelial tissues are quite means they are formed in a single layer also as well as in multi layers also. If they are formed in single layer they are called simple epithelial tissues, or if they are formed in multi layers then they are called stratified epithelial tissues. Now epithelial tissues are again of four types, that is squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, cuboidal epithelium and glandular epithelium. So first of all we are going to discuss about squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium are quite thin and flat, and they are so the thin layered that they can diffuse substances across membrane as well as they provide protection and filtration also. They are also called pavement membrane because they are they have no intercellular space between them. They are simply form a layer over the organ. Now think about all those areas where easily diffusion can take place, which is the thinnest surface. For example, alveoli, blood capillaries, then inner lining of the mouth and skin, the most important. All these are those organs where thin layer of squamous epithelium are found. The next type of epithelium is columnar epithelium. As you can see in the figure, columnar epithelium is tall pillar-like structure having nucleus towards the base of the cells, and their main function is absorption and secretion other than protection. So they are basically found in all those areas where absorption and secretion takes place, like respiratory tract. And one more specialized feature of columnar epithelium is that they sometimes in these cells they are found hair-like projections, hair-like outgrowths, which is known as cilia. Now the function of cilia is to move the things which are stable, which are not movable. So here you can see in respiratory tract some dust particles are present, so these cilia keep on moving them. And the other location is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube where egg is present, ovum, so that egg has to be pushed forward. For that purpose also cilia are required. So ciliated epithelium location is respiratory tract and fallopian tube. And next is cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, as you can see, they are cube-like, okay, and their nucleus is somewhat in the center of each cells, and their main function is basically again provide protection only, mechanical support, and they are found in kidney tubules, ducts of salivary gland. Now some of these cuboidal epithelium, they are quite specialized and they actually form inwards. They fold inward and multicellular gland is formed, and this is what we call glandular epithelium, okay. And they actually are present in those areas where secretions are there, because the function of gland is to secrete some important substances. For example, salivary gland, then mucus gland, digestive glands, where all the secretions takes place. So in all those areas these glandular epithelium are present. So these are your four types of epithelial tissues. Students, please, again I am saying that write all the types of tissues, their locations where they are found, and their main functions. Everything you can find in the paragraphs of your book. So please go through it. In the next video, I will tell you about connective tissues. Thank you.